Hello, Tenny.
Hi, Richard.
Thank you.
How are you?
Fine, are you? I've just I left home not quite long when I submitted the CV.
Okay.
I returned to see that you sent me some link.
Yeah. Indeed.
Thanks for that.
So have you posted the CV or you do it later?
No, after this meeting, I will do that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good. So just read it again and again and again. Get familiar with it. Because when they call you for the initial chat, they will ask you things about your CV.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
You should be confident enough to answer them.
Yeah.
Cool.
I've just given one of my colleagues your number.
Okay.
We were together at Among the Careers.
Okay.
So yeah, he said he would definitely give a call.
Oh, he's not getting good value for money then.
Exactly. So he's been so worried, and he's not happy anyway.
Yeah.
And I told him about the withdrawal.
Okay.
And so many of them like that. So I think some of them are joining very soon.
Okay, that would be good. We've got a facility for them.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Thanks, man.
Shewa, it's been a long time.
Yeah, it's good to finally see Shewa on the call.
Yeah, Shewa.
Good evening.
Good evening.
How are you?
I'm fine.
I've not seen your face for probably since last year or so.
Yeah, so I'm using the laptop
your phone.
now.
Oh, all right.
Can't log in through my phone anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're just gonna give the other guys a few minutes.
Okay.
Nancy won't be here. Sam Lee just texted me that he won't be here. So I think we're waiting for Akinola Bola.
Nancy.
Yeah,
Okay, Nancy said she will be traveling.
Yeah, Nancy won't be here, and Sam Lee.
Okay. Hello, Bola.
Hello, hi.
Hello, how are you?
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
Fine. How are the kids?
We thank God all is well.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen so that we can just get started. I've got 2 documents here, but I think it's only one of them that I need. And that's the one that Shewa has worked on. So, can you all hear me?
No.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
So here, what date? And is this the? Okay, who is that? Please, if you can mute your microphone, I would appreciate. Thank you. And this is the first version we're working on. So I'll put. Now the date that should be here is the date that it's finally signed off. Yeah.
Okay.
Hello?
Hello?
Okay, I will assume that your quietness just means you're listening in, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's fine. So if you cannot mute, and then I'll just continue talking. Thank you. So we're looking at the date for maybe Monday the 25th to sign it off, but by then we should have everything ready. So that's 25th of July 2016. Oops. This is of July 20, and that will be version 1.0, and that will be initial drafts. Yeah. And then we move on very quickly to the project sponsor. It will be DJI. Project owner, we might put KB. Project manager, we've got Bola Oyinloye and Sam Lee. System architect, we're going to get that shortly. Development lead. Now, with this part, you can actually add other people. Now, I didn't see anything here about lead business analyst, lead BA. Then, or just BAs, and that's where all of your names will come in. So we've got myself, TP, we've got Richard. What's your initial?
RO.
RO. Then we've got Cheryl Baumwo, we've got Akinola Lasoji, we've got Nancy Orbo. I think that's all of us, yeah?
Yeah.
Then the development lead is actually the team that would develop the application. So we can put that here. Then user experience lead, we don't have anybody for that just yet. Let me delete that cell. Delete entire. Then quality, that's testing. And then content lead, that's going to be all of us at some point. I believe, guys, you know what the content lead is all about, yeah?
No.
No.
Basically, it's talking about the text that is going to be on the website. So who is going to be in charge of writing the text? So for example, this on the business analysis page, there's going to be text to say business analysis is a theory that allows projects sponsors to engage with stakeholders, blah blah blah. You know, all the text, normal text that you write on websites, etc. Yeah.
Who
So
are
that's
the
what the content.
who are the users experience then?
Yeah, those are the people that are going to design what you guys have done, i.e., the user experience interface, the layout, and all of those things.
Are they together called the designer?
Yeah, you could be a business analyst with a user experience expertise. Yeah. And then there are actually people who are UX designers, and it's a completely different field on its own. All they do is focus on how best they can improve user experience on any project. Yeah. Most of them start as a business analyst and then they focus on user experience and they become a master doing that. Yeah. For our project, I don't think we need it, but we can just leave it there. Now, most of these roles, you can delete them as that's necessary. So you don't have to have them for all your projects, depending on what you want. Yeah. So that's that. Then introduction, I believe Shewa extracted this from the business case.
Yeah.
Yep, so that's fine. We can always tweak that towards the end, which is okay. Now, going to the objectives, it is important to bullet point the objectives. So we're going to have a look at how we can, let me just do this. You might put 1, 2, 3, but because we're already using our numbers here, it's better to just use a standard bullet point too. So here we've got ensure the website is of high standard. Ensure is of high standard. I think that's 12, isn't it? We'll go black. Ensure the website is of high standard. Those are the objectives, and then you continue. Ensure the website is of good quality. Good quality. And what else is there?
Yeah, it's user friendly.
Yeah. What have I been doing?
Sure.
Yeah, I just saw this. User friendly. Yeah. So, like I said, just bullet point all the things that we've identified. What else is there? Interactive and able to meet current demand in the marketplace. Let's combine that here, user friendly and interactive. Then we've got here, ensure the website meets current demand in the marketplace. For effective product delivery. Yeah. Now, I don't know if there are still more, but yeah, these are the things you do. Just bullet point them out. Yeah. And then you go to the background. It says here the project is about the redesigning of DJI international website. The website currently is not entirely fit for its purpose. There's a need for improvement so that the website can meet the demands of its business world. Now that background is so it's too small. I don't know what you put in the project summary. Maybe the summary should have actually been that small. Richard, is that you? I don't know where that noise is coming from.
Oh, it's not from me.
Okay. It sounds like a fan is blowing or.
Oh yeah, a fan is blowing here.
It's you.
Yeah.
If you can, yeah, turn the fan from you so that it doesn't blow into.
Because of the heat today.
Yeah, I understand that. So turn it from you. You can still leave it on, but don't let it be blowing into your face.
Okay.
Because when it does that, it gets into the microphone.
Mm.
So yeah, maybe you can reword the project summary by making it smaller. But what we're looking for here, and I don't know who is going to pick this, maybe it's Shewa or Richard. Or any of the guys, because I think they're going to take a hold of this recording and be able to see what we have done. So basically, we're looking for you to explain number one, the current website has, let me just give you pointers. Now, when I say pointers, this doesn't mean that or you develop your background. That's the background writing with these pointers. Yeah. So the first one will be, which is what you've got here, designing that, which is more like introduction. Yeah. And then the next thing here is you're looking at the problem with the current website. Now, all of these are just high level, you know, you don't say a lot, just drop it little by little. You don't need to write too much text. Just mention, for example, the current David Joe website, it doesn't allow, let me just go there. So you might, as you're writing some of this document, you might want to look at the current website and be able to tell us, okay, the current website has training and consulting and leadership development. However, with the leadership development, it doesn't speak about mentoring, it doesn't speak about coaching, it doesn't say anything about what are the other things that we do. Is it the training or no? I'm talking about under the personal growth.
Yeah.
The speaking.
Yeah, public speaking. What's this meeting called?
Mastermind.
Mastermind. Thank you. All those things you just highlighted that the current DJI website does not say this, and these are some of the things that we're looking to achieve in the current dispensation or in the current marketplace. So you just mention all of those things in details. Now, if you go to the consultancy, you would say a little bit about, that under consultancy, we're looking at business intelligence, SAP, Microsoft. There is now, I don't know if that's the way it's arranged here is the way we've arranged it again in what we have under the description and the wireframes. But basically, what you're doing is you're looking at the wireframe, looking at the future. And whenever I say the future, I'm talking about the to be. And you're looking at the assis, which is what we currently have, and try to write, words that would help us merge the two together. So, for example, our current assis under this is that, we've got the BI, the business object, but we're trying to merge everything into application development, into business intelligence, into process optimization, and you're now explaining like that currently we don't have anything like that on the DJI website, which is what I'm looking at now. There's nothing like that. But in the new world or the future, we are looking to implement all of this. So that gives us a background into where you are and where you want to be. And that is what that background section is looking to achieve. So it has to be more than what we call, so you have the introduction, then you have the statement of the problem with the current website, with a view of the future. Yeah, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, the problem with the current website with a view of what we're looking to achieve in the future. And then having done that, then you now you might just leave it like that, because really I think those are the two vital points that we need in the background. But don't forget, you do it for each of them, for training, for consulting, and for personal growth. And of course, you might want to mention the I call them side attractions, and that would include e.g. videos, testimonies or success stories, videos, etc. Yeah, which are some of the other things that we're adding. And then we move on to business drivers. Now, looking at the description of this business driver, it says list the business drivers that make development of this product important. This can be financial, operational, market, or environmental. Now, looking at these four searchlights, because I'll call them searchlight because it means that you are looking at the drivers from these four perspectives. You are either doing your product or your project, or you're developing the product. In this case, our product is the website for financial reason, for operational reason, it could be a market reason, or an environmental reason. Now, you would agree with me that some of these searchlights have got to go. One of them is environmental, because there's nothing about DJI that is environmental. We're not trying to stop the climatic change with this project, or are we?
No.
So we're not. It's got nothing to do with environment. But there are some projects that are environmental in nature. Now, marketing. Would you say that DJI is got a market feel to it? I'm asking you guys.
Yeah.
Do you? Oh, it does.
Yeah, they do.
Okay, cool. So can we just start itemizing some of the market value that we think DJI is going to add? Or sorry, the new website we're building. Come on, guys, I'm waiting on you.
I don't think I understand what you mean by market search or whatever.
Okay, now when I say focus or like searchlight, what I mean is you're looking at the product we're trying to develop, which is the website, from this perspective. Okay, so we're looking at it from either we're doing this website so that we can meet a financial target, or we are developing this website so that we can meet an operational target, or we're developing this website so that we can meet a marketing target. Okay, Richard? Are you there, Richard?
Yeah, I'm here. I don't really know how to link that with market target, because I don't know, I don't know the current, I don't know the impact of the current website, on the market. Or probably I don't really know how to link that anyway.
Okay, I would help you. That's why I'm trying to put this now. Now, with what you know about the wireframes, the user stories that we've written, and some of the description that you have done, what do you think the website would do once we finish it to anybody that comes to David Joe International website?
Yeah,
do you think the website is going to attract them?
Yeah, definitely it's going to lock in some customers, some new clients.
And why do you think that would happen? Sorry, Shawa.
Would it help people
Who is
their career goals?
now? Okay, yes. I'm sorry. I'm going to need to ask you both to say what you're saying again.
Okay. Should I go, Richard?
Come again?
Should I go first?
Yes, please.
Okay, so I was saying, would it be something like helping people to achieve their career goals?
Yeah, that could be one of it, but that still doesn't explain marketing, Bola.
Maybe with the new website, there could be a likelihood of an increased market share, in the industry.
Okay, when you say increased market share, like more people
will definitely lock in into the website.
One of the reasons that they would lock in or come to us more is because of the way we are displaying everything we do on the website.
Yes.
So you can say that the website is a marketing tool. Yeah?
Okay.
And the reason why we're investing in terms of content, in terms of layouts, user experience, usability, is so that we can get, whenever people come there, they don't feel that this website is too complicated and they go away. They are locked in and they feel like, yeah, I want to do business with these people. Do you get it?
Yeah.
So the website is a marketing tool, is a marketing strategy. Yeah. Bola, with your people getting their dream job and be able to do that, for us, that could be financial because it means they will come to us,
Right.
which I'm going to get to. We get more students because they've come on the website, they like what they see, they are locked in, they pay to get the services, we deliver the services to them, and they go out there in turn, they got the job, yeah, that they want. So if you look at it, we're actually encompassing both marketing and financial factors into that explanation. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Bola?
Yeah, it does make sense.
Who just said like my people? Just tell the people you are with that you're in a meeting, please. Thank you. So as I was saying, that it could be more than one factor that will be a driver. It could be more than one factor. But what we're looking to achieve here is we want to be able to itemize which are the major drivers. If it is 10 of them, fine. If it is 100 of them, fine. We'll identify all of them. So number one here, the website will be a marketing tool that will attract
more users.
Clients. Yeah. That will attract clients into engaging with DJI. Yeah.
But are we stating the problem, or we are giving it? We are now as giving a kind of something that we are actually expecting from the new design website. Is that what the business driver is about?
Yes, I would say is more of what we're expecting from the website.
But I couldn't resist telling. I thought I should just probably say something there. When we're saying business drivers, I think in simple terms is we're saying what is making us get into all these efforts. Why are we doing this? What does this benefit the business as well? So you can tell that as a business, we definitely want to make our voice heard and project ourselves to the public in the right way, such that whoever comes to the website takes us seriously and they're inclined to do business with us. So that is definitely a marketing. There is a market. Uh, there's a marketing reason for that. But as you can know, if you think about just any business, then and you can apply that to this. So what could make us want to do this? You can almost tell that there's an economic reason to it. Yeah, there's an economic reason to it, obviously. But what other things? You can come up with those. I can suggest that. Okay, maybe I should keep my suggestion, but I think what we want to do. I think what we want to do. We want them to come up with those ideas. So but basically, it's once I want us to be able to be on the same page with all these technologies. What is driving us to create a new website? That's what business drivers in this case.
Do you guys understand it now? Yeah. So, and we've been able to break some of them down. We've eliminated environmental. So we've got financial, we've got operational, we've got marketing. So looking at out of these three, what can you come up with in a sentence form? I'm sure Kunle has mentioned at least two of them in what he just said now. Can anyone just give me, in a sentence, another driver that is making us to do this, either from financial, operational, or marketing? I'm waiting.
Websites will be an operational tool.
Maybe a detailed, yeah,
Operational
operation tool that will provide clients with the way we do business. I'm just finishing this in my head. Is that the direction you were going, or do you have something else in mind, Charles?
What I wanted to say was that will enable clients to do business. The operational means to be in use.
Right. The word I want to say is simplicity. Right.
Yeah.
Whenever a user comes there, you don't want them to go through 10 steps to get something done. So what you're saying there is the key word there is simplicity.
Yeah.
Or simplification. Another word, simplification.
Yeah.
Simplification.
Yeah.
Simplification of user engagement with the website. I think that's the key word.
So simplification of user experience.
Of user experience
or engagement.
Call it engagement or call it. But the point is that if I want to book a course, I want to do it in a very simple way, straightforward.
Of user engagement with all the services provided by DJI. Yeah. Does that make sense, guys?
Yes.
It's been doing this to me. Simplification of user engagement with all the services provided by DJI. So this first one, I'm trying for us to use the word operational tool in that sentence. So the website detail is the detailed operational tool to provide clients with the way we do business. The simplification of user engagement with all the services that we provide.
Simplification of user initiated operations on the website. So if we want to, because what we want to do is just to simplify the user processes, which is operation.
Yeah.
So a simplification of user, you can say user initiated operations, or simplification of user operation activities on the website. I'm not quite sure how to frame it, but I'm trying to throw in the word.
Yeah, that's fine. I've got this. So, but guys, I want to believe that you understand the direction, and from some of the examples we've given, what a business driver is. Yeah. So based on this explanation and some of the ones we've given, you might want to, look into what are the other ones, that we need. Like I said, we're not planning to finish everything tonight, but we're going to allocate some of the tasks to you guys so that you can finish off in the next 2 days max, so that we can review all of these things again, maybe later on Thursday or Friday. Yeah. So we've got 3 now, but it doesn't mean 3 is all we should have maybe close to 10.
Financial. Okay.
Yeah, we need to bring financial in as well. So those are some of the things that you would think about and you include them. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, now project scope. Moving on. So it describes what work is in scope of the project and what is out of scope. Now there is a document, I think Shell posted that somewhere here. Okay. Main landing page and effective. I think I saw Akiola on this call. Who remembers the document that you worked on? Akiola and I think it was Samuel Akiola and Akiola Lasuji on the scope, as in what's in scope of the project and what's out of scope. Do you remember that document?
No.
No, Tani, you were the one that did it, but it was not posted on Assam.
Me.
Yes, I think so. Was it not the one that you did 2 weeks ago or something?
I don't think so. Because what I remember doing.
Yeah.
Sorry, shall I finish?
Go on.
No, what I remember doing was whatever was out of scope, we completely took it out. And I think we came up with this table, if I'm not mistaken, where we prioritize what's in scope and what's out of scope. Is it different from this?
Yeah, I think we used this table that night.
Yeah.
But the document is not on Asana. And because you actually made some changes on this table, but I couldn't find it on Asana.
Okay, and Akiola, I didn't send it to you.
No, not at all. I've not even seen this document before.
Okay, let me. But basically, when we're talking about project scope, now you might not be able to write everything in details here. But one thing that we need to have here is, okay, sorry guys, let me just, I was wondering why that is like that. And guys, if you look at this document as well, there's something that I'm particular about, and that is ensuring that all the fonts are the same.
Yeah.
You don't use Arial, then you use Calibri, and you just module everything together. No. If you're going to use Arial 12 for your headings, make sure all the headings are Arial 12. Then the body of the text, if it's Arial 11, make sure everything is Arial 11. You cannot be using different things. And of course, if you are using this bullet point, then let the same design of bullet point be used throughout the document. You can't use this and then for your next one, you are using that. You know, it's just going to make a mess of the whole document. And all the ones I put in red, that means I'm going to delete them because they're not supposed to be there. It just gives us a brief description of what should be under that section. And by the time we finish, I will take them out. And you might want to minimize the way you use italics as well. Because I noticed some people, they will put the italics in the middle of the text, and then all the other things, they are normal. You know, it just makes your document look untidy. And these are some of the things that people look out for, especially in your presentation. So guys, please take note. Now, when I'm talking about scope and out of scope, okay, here we're looking at one, a landing page that would contain a main landing page. Who is that with that song on the background? Hey, thank you. A main landing page that will have, now you might want to look at the wireframe and be able to understand exactly what we've agreed that the main landing page will have, and then you put that in. Main landing page that will have images to show training, consulting, and personal growth, training, consulting, and personal growth information. That is definitely in scope, because you cannot do anything on the main landing page without, you can't do anything on that landing page and not show information about this. Also on the landing page, the main landing page, let me just call it MLP, will have information about how to contact us. Yeah. So you look at the wireframes, you look at some of the things that we've agreed that are not negotiable. And said, this document, I think this is the document we worked on. So we've got here the main landing page is very high priority. So everything that is high priority here, you include them as what is in scope of the project. And then you write it the way I've written it, i.e., for example, if you move away from the main landing page, so you move on to the consultancy, have images with information on BI solutions. The consultancy page would have information. You could combine everything together. You say the consultancy page would have information on BI solutions, application development, data services and solutions, testing solutions, and management consulting. Yeah, you can put everything together like that and use that in a bullet point. Then you move on to the next one, the personal growth landing page would have information on mastermind, speaking, training, coaching and mentoring. So you put all of that there, and then you just continue to expand it like that, bearing in mind that you are looking at the wireframe and you're looking at the description document. You're not writing any of this from your head. Okay, guys, we're not asking you to manufacture things from your head. We're asking you to look at all the little pieces of information that we've gathered over time, because all of these were requirements that you've elicited, and of course, in eliciting this requirement, you're able to pinpoint the direction of the project. And based on that, putting all of this together, you now put it down in a text, and then you deliver it to us. Yeah. So we've got that on contact us. I'm sure there's still some few other things on the main landing page. Once you look into it, fine tune it, and then you write it out. And then on the out of scope, I'm sure there were some specifics that we spoke about, as in, yeah, it would be nice to have this, but at the moment we're not going to have it. So you mentioned then that what is currently out of scope of this project, obviously people know what the meaning of out of scope is in the real world. They know that, yeah, we might not do it now, but it's something we might look at in the future. And that includes some of the videos on demand that we spoke about. We're not going to accommodate now. We can look at it later. I'm not sure if we said anything around putting our faces or being able to, say, okay, these are the founding members and this is their description. So all of those things are things that we discussed and we agreed as a project unit that, okay, we're not going to include them now. It doesn't mean they won't come up in the future, but at the moment, they are out of the scope of this project. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So we're just going to move away from that one. And then we come to system perspective. And like I explained yesterday, it provides a complete description of the factors that could prevent successful implementation or accelerate the project, particularly factors relating to legal, that if your project is got a legal background, or is regulatory compliance, existing technical or operational limitations in the environment. Obviously, it looks at the budget and the resource constraints as well. So basically, when you talk about system perspective, if, for example, David Joe is regulated by maybe the academic standard of the United Kingdom, such that if you are not registered with them, you can't teach, for example, project management. Yeah. Now, we need to find out what are the legal background or what are the legal limitations that we need to tackle for us to be able to deliver this training. Most often when we talk about system perspective, because most of the organizations, they already have the legal, the regulatory compliance, all the licenses that they need, what they focus more on is the technology that they are looking to implement. And the reason why they focus on the technology is because there's the technology evolves with time. Things changes over and over again. People are looking for better technological ways to do things. And that is why in this space, what we're looking to achieve is the assumption that the technology we are using is sound and up to date. What are the constraints of the agreed technology? What are the risks that are associated with the agreed technology? And what are the issues that we should expect with the agreed technology? With system perspective, you look at all these 4 different factors or different headlights for any technology that you are looking at. Like I showed you yesterday, I believe most of you were there. When you, for example, we could use .NET, we could use that's for an application development. You could use Access, you could use Oracle, and you could use another COBOL, which is what they currently have. So we will look at assumptions for COBOL, constraints for COBOL, the risk associated with COBOL, and the issues associated with COBOL. And then from there we move on to .NET. We look at the assumptions around .NET, the constraints, the risk, and the issues. Now, all of this, you're not making it up. It is what is in the domain. It is what is out there, what is in the public domain. You look at people and find out what did they please, who is that? Please, thank you. I'm sorry, I get a little bit touchy when there are distractions like that. Obviously not for me. The people that are listening are grossly affected as well. You might not know that what you're doing is really distracting, but it is. Please just minimize it. If you're going to be in a noisy place, just mute your microphone. Thank you. So as I was saying, that the assumptions, constraints, risk, and issues, you do it for options. And that, in a way, helps someone who is a layman in the technical field or in the legal field or in the regulatory field to read this document and be able to understand, not only from your perspective, from the perspective in the public domain, that, okay, when someone is talking about .NET, these are the assumptions, these are the constraints, these are the risks. It doesn't have to be a .NET expert, but he just reads your document and he's able to say, yeah, okay, I have an idea. And over the years, that is what has helped me. And I'm sure KB can bear witness as well, such that when you pick up a document, you don't have to be a technical person, but when you read it, you have an idea of what technical people are saying. Why? Because they've transcribed it into a simple English text that you can read and understand. And of course, if you constantly read specs like that, system perspective like that, before long, you'll be able to talk about .NET, you'll be able to talk about SQL, you'll be able to talk about Oracle, you'll be able to talk about business objects. Why? Because someone who is a technical person and speak some of the technical jargons and be able to transcribe it into simple English language that a business person can understand. And I'm taking time to explain this just so that you understand what it is. It doesn't mean you are doing it unless you're a technical business analyst. But it just lets you know that in that part of the BLD, you have that technical space where a technical person will try to lecture us or teach us on the technicality of what they intend for us to have and how they intend for us to have it. And that obviously ends the section 3, which will be the system perspective, is the last part of that. And then we move on to the business review, section 4. And under the business review, all we're looking at is the ACs and the to be. Now look at the brief description here. It says, describe how the current processes work, include the interactions between systems and various business units, include visual process flow diagrams to further illustrate the processes the new product will replace or enhance. Then of course you use case or user story documentation and accompanying activities or process flow diagrams, which can be used to create the description of the process or to be processes. So what we're asking for here is, what is the current business processes? How does it? In our case, because we're not really working on a process-based project, we're working on a website design. So all we want to see here is the screenshots of the current business, of the current website. What are the limitations that we have in there? Just highlight them. Now, you might say that, yeah, we've mentioned some of these in the statement of the problem. Yeah, but in this case, we don't want text. We want you to put them in pictures. The ones that you can replicate in pictures or represent in pictures, then you can write text, but minimize the text as much as possible, because here we just want an overview. You don't want to start reading lots of text. And I've said this before, and I'm saying it again, that the more text you write, the more complicated you make your work, and the more questions people would ask you when you are presenting. And you don't, honestly guys, you don't want some people to ask you questions, because when they do, they completely make you look like you don't know what you're doing. And the only reason for that is maybe they don't understand what you have written in the text, because the way you write your own English will be different from the way someone from India, from Pakistan, will read the English, and they're wondering, okay, what is he trying to say here? But if you put a diagram there or a pictorial representation, it says a whole lot, or a table. It just says a whole lot about your text, and you don't even need to put too much text. So try is a skill, guys, and you have to develop it. How to replicate or represent your ideas in images or in diagrams. It is a skill, and a business analyst or project manager, you have to develop it. I don't know how many of you know how to use pivot table on Excel. You'll be shocked how much that would save you explanation when you are doing a presentation, especially if you have a huge table that you need to explain. And then from your pivot table, you can go into your charts and you represent the charts neatly, and people look at the chart and you just understand, rather than you having to type 10,000 words. So here, under the business process review, we want to see the current ACs, screenshots. What are the challenges, which I'm sure KB has mentioned, in fact, he's been mentioning it in the last 3 months, on what we currently have in the DGL website. And you as an individual, if you are feeling this part of the BRD, you go into the website again. Okay, KB said this is the problem. Click on the website, look for the problem. Okay, now I see. Because when you can relate with the problem, then you will be able to communicate it effectively. But if you are just bouncing it off what KB has said, what Tenny has said, and you've not really experienced it yourself, it becomes very difficult for you to understand. And if you don't understand the problem, you cannot communicate it. It's as simple as that. You need to understand the problem, and when you understand the problem, then you can communicate it. That's why, most the work of a business analyst is far supersede you just writing documentation. It's got a lot to do with your ability to, because some of the stakeholders, they don't even know what their problem is. Some of them think they know. Most of them, when you go into meetings and they're telling you what their problem is, just document it. Listen to all they're saying. Then you now take that into their own environment and try to interact with the system they are interacting with, and try to find out what are the tacit knowledge and the explicit knowledge that are involved. And that gives you a high level understanding of their environment and what they think their problem is. And from there you can deduce what the exact problem is. Because looking at an issue from the base of a mountain, and looking at the same issue from the top of a mountain, you're definitely going to get two different views, two different perspectives. And that's the only way I can explain this.
Tony,
Yeah, Kevin.
You're making a very, very important point, and I can only contribute to that from my own not so pleasant experience. You remember when I said we're working for one of those? I would not want to mention the brand so that just for confidentiality sake.
Yeah.
Do you know that because that was going to be my first proper stint at the BU work? Because I did not, now they wanted to do card business and then do a kind of summarization of accounts. Now because I did not understand all of that, the first 2 months there about I was going through the motion. So it was a lot of trouble. I didn't even know what questions to ask because I didn't understand the issue. Now, if I was a contractor, I would probably have been
Kicked out.
Because I was working for a consultancy, so I had a covering I could hide briefly. But all of that only changed when we had a kind of get together when we got everyone together.
Workshop, yeah.
Like a workshop. That was the time that I understood for the first time in about 7 weeks or 8 weeks.
What they've been talking about.
I remember telling myself that understanding is the key to this. So, and that made all the difference to me. And you could just tell that my life changed after that time.
Yeah.
When I picked up another part of the business, I knew what to do. I was able to go. I was talking more confidently.
Yeah.
So now nobody sat me down to say, well, I actually pursued the particular person to ask questions that part of the understanding. But it wasn't that somebody was tasked. Nobody had a task to say, sit down, let me explain to you. It was incumbent on me to find, to pursue, to chase, to get the answer I was looking for.
Yeah.
So what Taylor was saying that until you understand what the issue is yourself, everything is like a mirage.
Yeah.
It's like just chasing after shadow. So I just want to really reinforce that because understanding is the key to the BA work anytime, anything.
Yeah. And as the project manager too, because the BA would constantly come and ask you. In fact, you are their first point of call. If they don't understand anything, they will come to you. So the project manager must have high level understanding of what it is that we're looking to achieve. So I just and thank you so much, KB, for that. So under the business process overview, we're looking at what the current situation is, and of course a representation of what the future would look like. All of them using flow charts, using diagrams, using wireframes and description documents. And then from there, we move on to the business requirement side. Now, I've got the other one, which is the template I actually sent out initially. The one I've been showing you is the one Cheryl has used. Obviously, she had to delete some of the things that we didn't need, which is fine. But yeah, I'm showing you the template that I actually sent out. Now, look at this. It says that the specific business requirements elicited from stakeholders should be listed. It should be categorized by both priority and the area of functionality to smooth the process of reading and tracking them. Yeah. Include links to use case or user story documentation and other key reference material as needed to make the requirement as complete and understandable as possible. You may wish to incorporate the financial or the functional and non-functional requirements into a traceability matrix that can be followed throughout the project. We might have to look into traceability much more later, but that's another lovely part of requirement engineering. But it's used mainly in a very huge project where your requirements change a lot, so that you can monitor and trace the changes, where it's coming from, what are the impacts, i.e. impact assessment on each of the respective stakeholders. Because I could remember when I was teaching, I explained to you that a small change in your own business area may not necessarily mean a small change in other business areas. And that is what determines whether your CR, your change request, is approved or rejected. Because if you're saying, it's just a small change on my business area, whereas in the other business areas, it's going to impact them greatly, such that they might even have to change all their BRDs and start the project all over again. The business will just say, then we're going to have to just follow what we agreed upon initially, and we would approve your change request. Why? Because it's going to be more costly to approve the change request, because it's going to affect a lot more other areas, even though it doesn't affect you that much. But that's a different topic which we'll look into later. So here, there's a need for you to prioritize the requirement, and that's why we have this rating, which is the first table here. You've got the value, the rating, and the description. It is very simple, guys. 1 simply means critical, and of course 5 simply means it's not critical, we don't need it, it's something we can do in the future. And of course, if you look at the definition of that 5, it says the requirement is out of scope of this project and has been included here for a possible future release. And that's what I explained earlier, if you remember, in the out of scope document. Those are things that you think we don't really need for now, it can come up later. Then moving on to the other table, then we've got here functional requirements. Now, let me just quickly explain. Oh, it's not here. Because you could have general, because functional and non-functional requirements, it's important for you to understand. Functional requirements are requirements that are doing something. They are not abstract. You literally have to press something and then it gives you a corresponding action. Whereas non-functional requirements are requirements that are abstract. Here we are looking at quality. Here we are looking at success. We are looking at legal. We are looking at regulatory. We are looking at laws. Those are non-functional. But functional are actually, I'm pressing, David, I click on contact us. That is a functional requirement, and the page displays contact us page, or the website displays contact us page. The non-functional part of that is I clicked on contact us tab on the landing page. It takes 3 seconds for the contact us tab to display, or contact us page to display. That 3 seconds in terms of quality and speed is non-functional. So I don't know if that explains what I'm trying to say. Now, if you click on training, the fact that you are clicking on training is a functional, and the system responds by displaying training, which is functional. But the number of times or the number of seconds it takes the system to respond to my click is a non-functional requirement of training, of clicking on the tab training. But the functional part is the doing where you click. So for all your requirements, you need to look at what are the functional part of it, what are the non-functional part of it. I hope that helps. But if it doesn't, you can always pick me up any other time and then I can go into more details. And then you've got the general, you've got the security, you've got reporting, you've got usability, and you've got audit. All of these are functional requirements. And those are the five major major sections that you could have for functional requirements. And then non-functional requirements, it doesn't have any caveat. You could have in any category. You can look at legal, you can look at speed, you can look at quality, you can look at readability, you can look at eligibility, the fonts, all of those things, non-functional requirements. Yeah. And then you just classify them into that. And I think we have done that before. I don't know if you all remember. Okay, let me go back into Sherwood's document. Sorry guys, I think that is me done. Any questions? Okay, yeah, Sherwood has actually helped us to attach it here, functional requirements. But I think these are the user stories, so they will all come towards the end. I think I need to show you from DoveLab BRD that we had. Just give me 1 second, I think it's loading up. But whilst this is loading up, any question, guys? Any questions? Does it mean we all understand what I've been saying? Yeah.
Yes. Then please, is this the time for a general question or question relating to this BRD?
It's just relating to the BRD.
Okay.
I'm still going to share some part of the BRD before the general questions.
Okay.
Yeah. Akinola, you're good? Shewa, you're good?
Yeah.
Bola?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, cool. So what we look to achieve, obviously, after all this explanation, is to now give us each of the sections, each of the major sections. Now, section 1 and 2, they are easy. We've completed that. But section 3, 4, and 5, we will now distribute that amongst ourselves, and then we'll just go spend 4 hours on it max, really, and you should be able to come back with a robust document where everybody now submit that together into one, and then one person just collate everything together. And whoever is doing the collation, please bear in mind the fonts, the size, and the color, etc. Now, I was going to explain. I'm sure my screen is still being shared. So you have your requirement number, which is very important because that number must be unique. You cannot just say requirement number 1, then 2, 3, and then you have another requirement which is number 1. So there's conflict. No, your requirement number must be unique, and it must be unique to that requirement, such that if we need to trace that requirement anytime in the future, maybe 10 years from now, that number will still be unique to it. So we've got the FR, just means functional requirement. Then you've got the G, which just means general, because all of these are under the general requirement. And then you've got 001. Now, if your general requirements are totaling up to 1,000, then you need to put this in 4 digits instead of 3 digits. Yeah. And then you've got the priority, which is 1. And what that 1 means is critical. Looking at the table that you have here, it just means that that's a critical requirement. And then you describe the requirement, just a brief description. For example, this has got a unique identifier which shows about, and some of the description, your team, Samuel Akinola Olasuji, you've done it. So you might want to look into that document and be able to copy and paste the relevant section of the description for that particular requirement. You paste it into this, and then you give us the rationale for that requirement. Why do we need that particular requirement? It doesn't have to be a long sentence as well, just simple, short, and you put it there. And then you've got, instead of use cases, it will now be a user story reference, which you would have, put in the appendix somewhere down there. All the user stories, the criteria, the user story, the acceptance criteria. So they will all be in the appendix at the bottom. And then the impacted stakeholders. Who does this particular requirement impact? So you list everybody there. And then you carry on. And guys, not because I've been doing this for a long time, but because I just know that it's actually easy. It's actually easy. Because you have templates, you have guidelines, you have what you can follow. All you just need to do is just spend time looking at it and copy the relevant things, because all that you require to fulfill this BRD, we have done them as piecemeal at different times during this project. My hands are off now with a white flag, and that means I surrender. Bola?
Yes.
If there's no question, we are moving on to the general question, please.
Okay, just before we move on, should we distribute the sections now, guys?
Yes, please. I think we should.
Since there is 3, 4, 5.
Yep.
Should we go Richard, Akinola, and Shewa? 3, 4, 5.
One of them seems to be a lot cumbersome than the rest, and that's the business requirement. Cumbersome doesn't really mean it's a lot. It just means that you have a lot of things to do. The assist and to be, I think that's a lot of work as well, actually, because you need to identify all the wireframes, which we have done already, and you just need to get them into the right sizes and be able to, crop them and save them here. The section 3, I don't think it's got anything in it, actually. The system perspective will be done by the developer. What is in scope or out of scope? It's I don't know. I'm personally thinking that what I'm thinking is we should focus more on section 4 and 5.
Okay.
And if we can get 2 of the guys into each, that would be good. Because Nancy is going to get this recording.
Yes.
And Sam Lee, so she's part of the BA team as well. So we've got Akinola, Shewa, Richard, and Nancy.
Okay. So 4 and 5, 2 people in each section.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Any takers for any section, or should I just go ahead and put names on sections? Any preferences?
I think Nancy is in America.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
She might be in the same time zone with Akinola. And I think that might help both of them to collaborate. That's what I'm thinking. But,
okay.
I don't know if that would make sense.
Sounds reasonable to me.
Okay. Akinola, you and Nancy.
Okay, which one are we working on exactly?
Should you work on section 5?
Okay.
And Shewa and Richard. Yes, sorry.
Well, I think she traveled today, right?
Yeah. She's probably still there.
Yeah, probably she might not be able to do anything till maybe 2-3 days. because it's a long journey. So
No, she's a very strong woman, and she goes to America like every month.
Yeah.
But try and reach out to her if you need me to come on board and help. Oh my God. Actually, if you need me to come on board and help, just grab me tomorrow or something. That's if you can't get Nancy, then the two of us can work on it together.
that's section 5 business requirement. Okay.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
And because obviously Shewa has done a lot around the wireframe, I think she should stay there for the business process overview with Richard. Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, Bola, thanks. That's
So
good.
are we? Is that okay, Shewa and Richard? I didn't hear you say anything like that's okay with us.
Shewa,
Yeah.
are you okay with that?
Yes, I am. But sorry,
Okay.
not like I asked the wireframe.
Yeah.
I'm finding it difficult to even convert it to, what you sent, Tenny. I
Yeah.
don't know, maybe the way it was saved on Asana, for me to now, I can't really edit it when I download it. So,
You need to enable the macros. I will show you whenever you want to work on it. Just grab me. But
Okay.
let me see if I can. Do you still have it in Excel?
Yes.
I think what you should do is get the right version into PDF.
Okay.
I'm sure I have it here somewhere. Let me just quickly look it up. And then I can just show you what I mean. Yeah, wireframe. Because you need to be able to and guys, you might want to take note of this as well. These are some of the things we need. Now, sorry, okay, can I continue?
If you press F12, you can save the document. Even if you can't edit, you can just press F12, which is save as, and then you can then save that document either using the same name or some other name on your own computer.
I think the issue they are having at the moment is the ability to copy that part of a document into a Word, into Microsoft Word. And that was why I was telling them that they should use the print screen, which I'm about to show you now. But I was going to say, Shewa, get rid of the text here, any text that you have on the page.
Okay.
But you can always do that when you open it. So make sure it completely filled your screen like that. And then there is a print screen button.
Yeah.
Once you click on that, then you open a fresh Word document, or you could go into the Word document you're working on, and then you paste, and that will be Control V. And you've got it there.
Good. Okay.
Then you can then crop it. Obviously, if you have sections where you don't want it to show, then you click on that, see more. Depending on what you want, really, then you can then crop that into whatever size. I'm sure there's a function there that allows you to crop. Yeah, that's it up there, crop. And then you can move them into size. You got me?
Yeah.
And then you've got that. Because that's the only thing we want to see. We don't want to see what you have on your background on your computer while you did this.
Okay, another
whatever
way,
that is.
Yeah, another way to do it, Danny, is for anybody that's using any Windows computer. In other words, if you go to accessories, you will see something called snipping tools.
Okay.
Tools. If you click on that one, you can just crop right from any document. If you click on that one.
It's called Snipping Tools, yeah?
Snipping, SNIPPING tool.
Yeah. So that's it, guys. You've got a lot of tools that you can use.
You can crop and any from, I mean, just you don't even need to do print screen. You can just crop what you want to do by selecting an area. So if I open it this way, you are not seeing a screen there. So 1 second. I'm going to share my screen.
Mhm.
And you can
Yeah,
see.
and then that would help.
So let me share my full computer. Right, and I'm going to go. So if you're watching my screen now, I'm just going to go into the start. Go to all programs. Yeah, you see this thing called accessories. If I click on
Yeah.
that one, there's this snipping tool. If I select it, yeah, once it's in session, it's going to show up as this now. So if I can say new, yeah, and if I want to, let's say I want to take this old screenshot, I can just take this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you see?
Mm.
It's already there, so I can then just copy and paste anything I want to do. That's probably fast.
Sure.
Yeah.
Very easy to do. I think
Yeah.
even so that's all you need.
Thank you.
Yep. All right, guys. So Shewa and Richard, you're good to go on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. I think that's it, guys. Sorry we are 25 minutes late, but yeah, any question? Sharp, 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 sharp.
To represent the assist with a cash, diagram or something like I don't even know what you want us to do. You say you don't really want us to go by way of explaining the assist process. You want it in a diagram?
Yeah, minimize the text if you can. If you don't have anything in the diagram, then you can use text. But on the current website, you can go there, look at some of the problems that we've identified, looking at the statement of problems, yeah, and then try to find that if you can get a picture to represent that particular statement of problem, use the picture then with a little text underneath. If you can't get any picture on the current website to explain that statement of problem, then just write the statement of problem there.
I think it's very simple. So, for example, if you go to the home page, yeah, the main landing page, I'm going to launch that now.
Yeah.
So you have the 1 second. You have the oh sorry, okay. So you go to the main landing page. That's the website, isn't it? As it is. So you can just print that whole screen. So you can put, of course, you can put like a bullet point on top of it, like a current home page. Yeah. So you take a snapshot, and then if there's anything you want to highlight, it like um, current home page has is crowded, has too many pictures, blah blah. Just simple text, and that does it. So you're saying that we want to correct that in the future. What you are stating is it as it is, or as is currently. So that can do it. That can you can do it that way. Do you understand, Richard?
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So and
Yeah. Thank you.
ditto for any other area that you want um, to present in the assist section.
Okay, that's me done. Bola. Now, Richard, this is the part where you might want to ask your question. If there's
Just before Richard asks, sorry, can I just reaffirm? So we're finishing this task for Thursday, is that right?
yeah, 2 days really, and then we can have another session on Friday.
Okay. Okay. Is that okay with everyone?
Yeah. That's fine.
Then,
Cool.
Bola, you and Sam might need to help collate everything together into one document.
Okay, yeah.
All right, cool.
Cool. So yeah, general questions.
Guys, we have to make it snappy, please.
Yeah, my question then was I was about to ask why do we use user story in place of a use case while we're analyzing requirements?
Yeah, use cases are used for waterfall methodology, and user stories are used in agile methodology. That's the only reason. Yeah. Richard.
Taken, thank you.
All right, cool. So if you go to an interview and they tell you, just tell them, oh yeah, we use user stories in the agile. Or if they say, have you done use cases before? Yeah, using the waterfall methodology. Yeah, they just know you know exactly what you are talking about, and that's the end of.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thanks, guys. Any other questions? Yes, thank you very much, everybody. I think that's the end of the meeting. Bola.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's the urgency in my voice. I just want to go.
No, thank you.
If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to get it.
I can clap as well. Thank you so much, Tenny. It's really helpful.
Yeah.
All right, everyone.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Let's get to work.
Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Daniel.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you.
Now, Richard. Thanks, Bola.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, bye.
Bye bye.